Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well on this cloudy Saturday morning. It's still nice, though. Birds chirping. But, man, last night was fucking awesome. Last night, we saw the return of Edge, the rated R superstar. And I, for one, I'm glad that Edge is back. This is great. We all know why he's back. And we're going to definitely talk about it. We're definitely going to discuss the reasons as to why he's back and where he's going and where this is going to lead him come SummerSlam. So this was an okay episode of Smackdown. Edge saved this show. I'm so glad that we are 3 weeks out from fans returning. And WWE, they know that they have to change their shit. They know that they have to change their tone and the way that they do things. They've been able to get away with so much nonsensical bullshit over the last year and some change. They were able to get away with it. And now that window of opportunity is closing. And I, for one, am glad. And I hope that the fans, that we begin to voice our frustrations and our opinions and how we feel at these shows all the time. I mean, yeah. It's going to have to happen. But like I said before, SmackDown, outside of Edge and Reigns, was not that good. It was just repetitive bullshit. We've got Money in the Bank qualifiers. We're going to talk about Big E qualifying. We're going to talk about that. And when we get to that, I think that there's a possibility that Big E could possibly win Money in the Bank. So, before we get started, I want you guys to do two things. Number one, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. I plan on doing more content. I really want to have at least 300 to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. We have 6.5 months left of the year. Well, you might as well say 5.5 months now, because June's just about over with. So we have about 5.5 months left of the year. I want to be able to get at least 300 to 500 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate that. And I want you guys to like the video. Definitely. So, we kicked the show off with the preview, or a preview of the Hell in a Cell match last week that took place between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio inside Hell in a Cell for the Universal Championship. Then we had a segment involving Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. They were discussing some shit. And then Jimmy walks in, and him and Reigns, they discuss some shit. And Jimmy's like, look, dude, I'm down for whatever. If you need me, I'm down. I can do what Jay can do. I'm down for it. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So like I say, I'm loving where this whole Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso dynamic, how that's going to potentially play out. I'm loving where this is going. Then we had fuckery, and that was involving Seth Rollins and Bayley, and Bianca Belair and Cesaro. Before the match, we got about, I think, a 7 or 8 minute promo from Bianca, Rollins, and Bayley. Well, no, I'm going to say about 5 minutes of that was a promo involving those three. Then a brawl ensued. Then we got on to our first match of the night, which was Seth Rollins and Bayley versus Bianca Belair and Cesaro. And Bayley pins Bianca via the Rosebud or Rose Plant or whatever her finisher is called. Who gives a shit? I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I don't want to see my fucking champions losing. I hate that shit. I do not like it at all. It's bullshit. We don't need to see Bayley and Bianca 3. Bianca should have won the match. There's no reason for us to get Bianca and Bayley again. It doesn't make sense. It's over and done with. It's over and done with. It does not make sense. So this really pissed me off right here. And then after the match, we come back from commercial. So Seth Rollins is, or I think that's later on in the night, Rollins is wanting to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? Now, I'm hearing reports, or there are reports out there that they want to turn Roman Reigns babyface. And it's like, what the fuck? No. Roman is the best heel right now. He's the best heel in all of pro wrestling. I don't care about the promotion or whatever. He is the best heel that they have right now. He's the legit badass, no bullshit. I'll do whatever it takes to be at the head of the motherfucking table. That's Roman Reigns. We don't need a heel versus heel at SummerSlam, and it's not going to happen anyway. It's not going to happen. So just because they tease something doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to get it. Because we know it's going to be Rollins and Edge at SummerSlam. We know this. And we know that there's going to be some type of shenanigans at Money in the Bank involving Edge, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Then next we had the coronation of Shinsuke Nakamura. He's now called King Shay Nakamura, which is kind of fucking stupid. And seeing Rick Boogs on my television every week is amazing. I don't give a shit what he does. Rick Boogs is fucking amazing. I love Rick Boogs. And I'm telling you, man, when they get back to live audiences in 3 weeks, the crowd is going to eat this shit up. They're going to love this shit, man. Then next we had a qualifying match, Big E versus Apollo Crews for the 1 millionth time. 1 millionth 5 time. Big E qualifies. He wins via the big ending. And then Carmella, she's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I think Liv Morgan's also going to take place in that. And Liv Morgan's going to have to win her matchup. And I believe she does. Yeah, she does. Liv Morgan beats Carmella. So Carmella and Liv Morgan are both in Money in the Bank. What the fuck? And she won via a roll-up. And we know how I fucking hate roll-ups. Then we had Jimmy Uso versus Dolph Ziggler. And Jimmy beats Ziggler. And then we saw Edge. So Roman does his State of the Universal Championship address. And Paul Heyman cuts a very passionate and fiery promo. And Roman just sits there like a badass and said there's no one left. We see Edge. Edge comes in. They brawl. Edge beats the shit out of Roman Reigns. Attempts to do a concerto. Then Jimmy Uso comes in for the save, but he's met with a spear through the barricade. And Roman runs up the ramp. And Edge is screaming, "Where are you, Roman? Where are you? I want you." So, and then Smackdown fades to black, and that was it. So, I'm loving this. I'm glad that Edge is back. Now, the reason why Edge is back is because we finally get the one-on-one match that we should have got at WrestleMania. We're getting it at Money in the Bank, and I'm fine with. And for these dumbasses, these geeks, these dummies, these podcasters, these clowns online saying that, Edge and Roman Reigns isn't WrestleMania worthy, you might need to check into your local mental health facility as fast as possible, because you have something wrong with you upstairs. I don't know what it is, but you definitely need to have your head examined, because if you don't think that would be a main event match that people would pay their hard-earned money to see, then you are a fucking dumbass. You are a dumbass. This is money, and I'm glad we're getting it. Now, what I think is going to happen is, we know that Seth Rollins is going to end up costing Edge. So that is what could potentially happen. And then after that, we get Edge and Rollins at SummerSlam. Then we get Roman Reigns and John Cena. We get Lashley and Lesnar on the Monday Night Raw side of things. And maybe Sasha and Bianca too. And I think that right there, if you have at least four marquee matches, then you have then SummerSlam is sold. If you give us those 4 matches. Big E. I forgot to mention Big E. But if you give us those 4 marquee matches, we're fine with it. SummerSlam is sold. It's sold. If you give us those 4 matches, we're sold. We're sold. I'm trying to think what Big E could do at SummerSlam. Now, what I think could happen is have Big E challenge Lashley at the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam. I think that would be great, and have Big E win. I think that if Big E wins Money in the Bank, which I think would more than likely make sense, and I would be fine with it if Big E does win Money in the Bank, but they have to build Big E as a serious badass like he once was in his early days with Dolph Ziggler, as well as his early days in NXT. So we know that Big E has the potential, but for the last several years, Big E's been looked like a fucking clown, just like Braun Strowman. It's the same thing. It's like, if you're doing all these goofy clown gimmicks and shit and everything else, we can't take you seriously. We cannot. We just cannot take you serious. And I think if he drops the comedy shit and he adapts to a more serious character, then this could work. And I do think that Big E could potentially be one of the main guys to win Money in the Bank. Then I think for next week's episode, we're going to get Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Again, it's like a hamster on a wheel. It never stops. It just keeps going in circles and circles and circles. It'll be in a last man standing for as a Money in the Bank qualifier. Okay. Wow. That makes no sense. We know that's going to be the main event. Just to pop a rating. I hope that after the draft that both Zayn and Owens are moved to different brands. I would love to see Sami Zayn on NXT. I think that would be great for him to go back there. And I think that KO will do well on Raw again. He's done well on Raw in the past. So I think hopefully, around the draft, we do see Sami Zayn on NXT or going to NXT, and we see Kevin Owens going to Monday Night Raw. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys next time. But that's what I think is going to happen. Like I said before, SummerSlam looks to be good. It looks to be set up properly. And I think, like I said, if you give us these 4 marquee matches, you give us Lashley Lesnar, Bianca Sasha, Reigns, Cena, and Edge Rollins, we're good. We're good to go. I think that right there, those 4 matches right there would be worthy of me spending my hard-earned money and going. Definitely. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.